So let's talk about the Oscars. I want to talk about a couple things, though. They should broadcast the Razzies. They should count as the Oscars, right? So first of all, if you're watching this on Hulu, you probably lost the last two categories because Hulu dropped off because their stream, they said they had technical problems, but not long. It was probably because of Adrian Brody's 5.5-minute speech. But they went long. And so the last two categories got dropped off. So if you saw that, unfortunate, but it did air everywhere else fine, okay? But the Oscars did go down last night. Who won big? Anora won big, guys. And I got to tell you, pretty massive. I mean, five Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Director. Sean Baker had a great night last night. I was on set today. Everyone was like, he slept well with all of his Oscars last night, which I agree with. Best Actress, that blew me away. Original Screenplay, Film Editing, big for Nora. Now look at The Brutalist. Everybody thought The Brutalist would do even better, but they got Best Actor, Cinematography, Lowell Crawley got that, and also Original Score with Daniel Blumberg. Pretty big. Dune 2, only got 2. Visual effects and sound, makes sense. I didn't think Dune 2 was going to do that great. I know Javier Bardem thought it should do better, but didn't. I'm sorry. Emilia Perez, only 2. 2 for an actress in a supporting role. Zoe Saldana was so good, so emotional, so excited. I was happy for her. She was the best part of that movie, I would say. Original song
the
as
only
well.
good part.
She was great. She was great, GR. I think the movie had its ups and downs, but she stole the show. She did steal the show. Wicked costume design, production design. I still think somewhere in there we could have done with a different movie. Honestly, I mean, I get it. Wicked was beautiful. It was a beautiful movie. It really was. And I think you have to give it something. What do you give it? You give it production design. It's massive. I think that Nosferatu had a great production design as well. Great design, but Wicked is a big thing that's being pushed. Conclave only won for writing, adapted writing. That's it. And it did well at the SAG Awards, but only one.
Should have got Best Actor.
Could have got that. We'll get into
that. I have a theory about Wicked when you come to me.
We'll get into it. Flow, one animated feature film. I'm Not a Robot, one live action short. I'm Still Here. People have been talking about this movie. I need to watch this. International film, also had Best Actress nominee. Didn't win, but still I hear great things. In the Shadow of Cypress, only one animated short film. No Other Land, one for documentary. And The Only Girl in the Orchestra, one for documentary short. A Real Pain, which again we had, which was amazing. I love Kieran Culkin, and I feel like
a movie about my ex-wife.
Yes, it was. There was no aliens involved though, GR. But Kieran Culkin,
she's still a real pain.
She's a pain and something else. So she's a real pain. Kieran Culkin was great. I think he had a feeling he could win because of the SAG Award. Great speech. His wife, talking about his wife, that was hilarious that when he won before, she said we can have a third kid. And then she said, when he won an Oscar, we'll do a fourth, but she didn't expect him to have another one. And then he won the Oscar. He goes, that's what you get for not believing me. I mean, it was hilarious. It was great. And The Substance, there it is, The Substance, one for makeup and hair. It should have got so much more. And let's talk about this, guys, because The Substance, I will say it right now, even though I know Anora's fantastic, Demi Moore got robbed. She got robbed. I think that I was waiting for it. I was expecting it. She killed it in that movie, and I wanted her to win. And, sometimes it comes down to this for me. As actors have a body of work, and then they do something that great, give them the Academy Award, please. It's like Ralph Fiennes not winning for Best Actor, too. He was nominated 3 times. You gave it to The Brutalist. You gave it to Adrian Brody. I get it. He's a phenomenal actor. But you know who's better? Ralph Fiennes, guys. He has killed it year in and year out. That movie was so good. And honestly, everybody in that movie was amazing. Production design, set design, also great. That's why the SAG Awards went a long way. And I get it. The Brutalist, amazing too. But I just thought Ralph Fiennes, guys. And honestly, you know what? There were 2 people, and this came out before the Academy Awards, 2 people that were voting came forward and said, we didn't realize that Ralph Fiennes never won an Oscar. If we did, we would have voted for him. We thought that he never was, and so we didn't vote for him. We went with somebody else. But again, you had too many nominees, I think. Too many big projects. I mean, the best film, feature film, had 10 nominees, guys. Let's narrow it down. It's a great award show. Conan killed it. Killed it. Great opening monologue. It was hilarious. And I love when he told Gascon, he said, when you tweet about this later, say it was Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel. It wasn't me. It was great shit, guys. It was great shit. Great.
The John Lithgow moments were incredible.
Yeah, right. They're great. It's a great show across the board. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. We're not brought to you by Hulu or ABC, but I would say go back and watch it. I would still say that opening monologue is great. I think that Honora being a $7 million film, I think they did that. Like I said earlier, I think they did it for a reason because they can't all win counters. You can't all win. But I think that sets a precedent that we can do great films on a lower budget these days. Every movie these days, 200, 300 million. It's getting bigger. Look at the freaking James Cameron, $500 million on his movies. We don't have to spend that much. Pay your people and pay them right. But maybe cut other places. That's all I'm saying. Great Academy Awards. Let's go around the table and talk about it. Let's get into it a little deeper. We got some time. It's Monday, guys. All right. Valarie, I saw you jumping in there first. What do you think overall? Favorite nominee or favorite winner? Worst moment of the night. What do you think?
Well, listen, by far the worst moment of the night was Adrian Brody's 45-minute speech. I was like, I was sitting there and I was crocheting and I was like, is this man still talking? I had to look up and be like, is he still going? And then he told the band, like, shh, I've done this before. And I'm like, okay.
I thought it was Chalamet.
Valarie, that's pretty bad when your speech is boring the crocheting person.
I love that, Val.
Well, I was just like, this, okay, you know.
I wanted to pull a Jonathan on him.
People just.
Shut up!
Oh my God. It's so frustrating. He was just talking and talking and talking, but not saying literally anything of substance. I was like, you haven't said anything that has stuck out to me in any meaningful way at all whatsoever. It's all just fluff and bullshit. And it's so pretentious. And I'm like, if a woman that people think, takes up too much space, like if Meryl Streep got up there and talked for like 10 minutes like he did, they'd be like, oh my God, so self-absorbed, so this, so that, you know what I mean? And it just, I don't know, it just chaps my ass seeing this man go
Well, at least he didn't slap anybody.
That's true.
That's true. Slapping ain't easy, but it was sure fun for Will
That's
Smith.
only because the orchestra was, above him and he couldn't get up to him.
Boy. But Val, your big thing was the substance, right? Are you shocked that Demi Moore didn't win? I mean, again, Mikey, right? She was great in that. People are going crazy, 25 years old.
Yeah.
Big award for her.
Yeah.
Do you think, though, that the Academy maybe should have thought about maybe Demi's performance a little bit more?
I really wish Demi Moore would have won. I think she deserved to win the most. And I saw somebody said this morning, they were like, Demi Moore losing in the substance or losing, not winning for the substance is literally the plot of the substance.
Yeah.
Like just complete, life imitates art, it's terrible. I wish
100%, Laura. I saw Laura's budget, $6 million for that, though, Val. I think that's why these things were happening. Like, you have $6 million in a movie, and I think they just wanted to showcase everybody. But Demi was so good. She was so good.
I know.
And you told me to watch that, and I was like, it wasn't really on my radar. I heard a little bit about it, and oh my God, it's hard to watch, but it's great how, because it's like you see what she goes through, the transformation, the feelings, the pain, the ups and the downs. You know what I mean? Just to be young still, to hold on to your youth.
The pressure of a woman in an industry that hates aging women. Yeah, it's crazy.
What do you think about Chalamet?
I immediately when he didn't win, I thought, I was like, I got to talk about this tomorrow. But also, well, okay, two things. Every time it cut to him, I was like, whoo, Kylie Jenner jump scare. Oh my God. But also,
Shimon.
I want to know what you think about this, because I saw somebody said something along the lines of Adrian Brody won for a role or a movie that utilized AI, and they said Timothy Chalamet like took singing lessons and gained weight and did like train for like 5 years to do this role, and they're like, oh my god, robbed. Like, what do you think about that?
I still like, I think it just comes down to like the source material for him. The AI thing, I think that a lot of us have been like, we don't need this, but it's going to be integrated in more movies. It's just going to happen. I really don't think that Adrian Brody should have won for that movie. I think he was phenomenal, but I think what we should have done is really just looked at, people who have been doing it for a long time. I still think that's why I still say Ralph Fiennes, because Ralph Fiennes gave such a killer performance, and it was different. The source material was interesting. It was something they've been trying to do since 2019. And they had this movie in the back burner since 2019. They couldn't shoot because of COVID, and they got back to it. And it's such a, especially in these days, a telling sign for the Catholic Church. Look at what's happened with them, with the Pope and everything else. I just felt like it was a good thing to shine light on that world. And Chalamet, I think what he did for Bob Dylan, normally that's the go-to. That's normally the go-to. Usually it's like you do a piece, a biopic like this, you're almost a shoo-in to win. But I think here's my thing. I think Chalamet, even though I give him shit all the time, he's got so many roles in front of him that other actors don't. And I think if someone has a killer performance that's kind of like this each other, give it to the person who has the body of work. And I think the AI thing shouldn't be a factor in it. I think it just needs to come down to the body of work, the actor, and how great they did in that performance. That's what I think. And I think that Chalamet calling himself the next Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't help his cause. Once he said that, I was like, dude, calm down. You know what I mean? Just calm down. I think he's still a great talent. I might joke about it. I think he's a great talent. But I think that the calls that people are saying about it, I just think Brutalist shouldn't have been. I think Adrian Brody should have got the nod, but I don't think he should have won. I don't think he should have won. I just don't think he should have.
No, I agree. Right. I think
give you the ick. Anybody else?
GR?
I think Ralph Fiennes, in a way, is.
Do we call him Ralph now, by the way, GR Fast? We call him Ralph because that's what Conan Bryan said. Do we call him Ralph now?
Well, how will you call him? I honestly think he's almost falling into the John Wayne trap. And let me explain that.
Yeah.
John Wayne won one Oscar for a movie that really wasn't that good. He had many roles in his career that were far better than that and never got an Oscar. And Ray is falling into that trap. He gets all these great roles and he doesn't get an Oscar. He'll probably get one when he's my age, Yeah.
He'll be like, kind of like, oh, whatever, you're at that point, so we'll just give you one right now.
Yeah, like they should have given to Demi this year.
Yeah, I mean, you and I had that conversation that she's like, she's like 62, so she's got time still. But a role like that is kind of like, no one's talking about this, Pamela. Like Pamela Anderson, like what happened to Last Showgirl. A role like that for her, you don't really see. And she was nominated for stuff, but she didn't really get the recognition, I think, for an actress at that point to actually, gets an award like this, an acknowledgement like this. So it's harder and harder the older you get, GR, to get these kind of like meaty, like in-depth roles for some of these actors. I think that older actors deserve better roles, and there are a lot of great roles out there that just don't happen, unfortunately. I think it's the world we live in these days, the $200 million budgets, the $500 million budgets. You know what I mean?
Damn youngsters are stealing all the awards.
Yeah, stealing our awards. I don't know. I just wish that some of these actors would have gotten recognition. But you know what? It should come down to, Jonathan, at the end of the day, what it should come down to is who has the best performance, right? Who has the best performance? That's what it should come down to. But it hasn't for a long time. And I think that sways us a little bit, doesn't it?
Maybe. I think it really depends. But I think if we want to award people for their body of work, we don't need to award Best Actor of the Year for this particular film with that actor. Why didn't they give Ralph Fiennes and Demi Moore a Lifetime Achievement Award right there at the Oscars? Make that an Oscar. It's an Academy Award for Lifetime Achievement. That, or body of work, whatever you want to call it, that would be something that every actor would cherish. That would mean more than Best Actor or Best Actress, because it takes a lifetime, an entire career to win it, right? I think that popularity should not come into play. That's why Chalamet, I think, didn't win. His popularity almost worked against him. I think that Demi Moore's performance in The Substance, good or bad or weird or whatever, just imagine being her for a moment and the other people that are showing up at the Oscars for this big dramatic piece or this epic adventure drama. And it's like, the movie I did, I was a face crawling on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like, I just think it was such a weird piece. But I think the reason that weird story worked was because she made it work. And the other actor, of course. And so she took something that could have been B trash horror and turned it into something that was kind of beautiful and symbolic. I think that could have won an award. But I do think that the big dramatic roles for the younger people tend to win, right?
So do you think that Mikey made sense to win Best Actress then?
I don't know who that is. I've never seen Honora. I had never seen that chick before in my life. I'm like, that's the writer's daughter. And then she steps up on the stage to accept an award. I have no idea. Yeah. I don't know. I'll tell you who I think was robbed. I really think Ariana Grande did a remarkable job in Wicked because she had to create this character that had already been established by Kristen Chenoweth in the Broadway show. That the way she talks, the way she moves, that whole thing had already been set up. Ariana Grande had to switch that to work for film, and they didn't do any lip syncing. They sang all that live. I thought she really killed it. I think she was so talented that we almost didn't notice the challenge that was set out for her.
She was
I think
great,
she should have
man.
won.
She was great. I liked her a lot in that. I think, like, Cynthia did a great job too, and Cynthia was nominated. But you're right. Ariana did it was so great. I mean, I was shocked by it because when I first heard about her casting, I was like, Ariana Grande here? You know what I mean? Right. I think a lot of us were, and she was so whimsical, but taken back a little bit, and it just worked. It just worked really well. Mm-hmm. And I love when they film it and they actually sing on camera. It works so much better. When you do it in the studio after the fact, I never feel the same way because the emotions come out as you're singing. You know, you're putting it into it. It just works so much better. It's like they did that Les Mis, and Les Mis. Look how good the music was in Les Mis. I mean, Russell Crowe. I mean, I didn't mind Russell Crowe, but I'm just saying.
It was fine. It was
people
fine.
Trashed on him. I don't know. Did they do that for Chalamet? Did they do singing on set? I was wondering that.
Probably
Anybody know?
not. I have no idea though. Probably not. But speaking of singing on set, you know who didn't have such a hot night? Doja Cat. She did not have such a hot night.
Oh no! I'm gonna give her a womp too. I was like,
I didn't even know who the hell she was. I mean,
I didn't either.
What?
I didn't either.
What?
Like, I knew who she was, but Val, her performance was not that great.
No. Once again, had to look up and be like, oh.
She was nervous.
I saw those three women. I didn't know any one of them.
Same.
Never heard of any of them.
Heard the name. What is it? Ray. I think Ray went after her, and it was such a shift because Ray is so good. Her voice is so powerful, and just hearing her after Doja Cat, I was like, oh, wow, that's bad. Felt bad.
And Kira, the Wicked's two parts, but the first part's actually the play, and the second part's they make it up. So. If you ever seen Wicked, the play, the first, yes, you didn't know that?
Hold on. What are you saying?
Wicked is two parts. You know that, right?
They don't make it up.
Well, yes. I mean, Wicked 1 is the play, and Wicked 2 is all original. They made their own story for Wicked 2.
Oh, I thought you meant the actors were just ad-libbing.
Oh, no. This wasn't a Ron Burgundy situation.
But to give you an idea, Jonathan, it's like the Lord of the Rings thing, made up.
I mean,
kind of.
No, it wasn't written by Mr. Tolkien, so it was made up.
But they didn't. They stopped at intermission, actually. So the first movie ended right after intermission in the Broadway show. So there's still Act 2 to go.
Oh, there's. I thought they were saying it was only the first. Okay, there we go. So there's more. Okay.
There's an entire Act 2, and the cool thing about that film is they stuck almost exactly to the original score and book of the Broadway show.
Well, I hope the next one. I think the first one was good. I hope the next one's just as good. I really do.
And you know why they won for production? Because it was a nod. It was a nod to the set of the original Wizard of Oz, where you could kind of see it was somewhat theatrical and one-dimensional, but at the same time whimsical and dreamy, almost like a Willy Wonka, kind of fake, kind of fantasy, kind of real. It was a nod to history, and I think that's why they won production design, because it was something that it doesn't happen a lot in film. People try to make it look as real as possible rather than make it grab you emotionally while nodding to the past. I love
that. I mean, you should like the nostalgia a little bit, bring it in, especially something like this. Wizard of Oz has been around for so long, like bringing that kind of, we're going back to Oz feeling it. But it really did capture me. I really did feel like I was going there. Unlike the last Wizard of Oz movie with James Franco, it was okay, but I mean, that was its own.
No, it
weird
wasn't.
thing. It was like own weird prequel.
I
thing.
do think a comedy star was born. The guy who presented one of the awards, he wore his Wicked wardrobe, and he was like, "Guys, how come we didn't wear our costumes?" That guy.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that he was like. He's not famous, is he?
He's on SNL.
On SNL.
He is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
What's next, y'all?
I'm going to tell you, though, in my opinion, he was the worst part of that movie. I hate to say that. He was the worst part of that movie. It's like he thought he was on SNL. I'm like, if I was a director, I'd be like, you know what? Take it down about 50. Just take it down about 50, man. You're too big. You're too loud. I mean, he was like he was on a stage play, and everybody else was grounding themselves. And I love Bowen Yang. He's funny on SNL.
I think he represented a friend that we all had back in theater school.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. But I mean, but next to the rest of the cast, though, it didn't really. It felt out of place to me.
He seemed a little clowny as opposed to realistic.
Yeah,
as opposed to funny.
Well said, sir. Well
funny,
said.
But it just seemed like a lot. It just seemed like a lot to me, and I like Bowen Yang, most of the stuff he does. But
I remember Return to Oz. Sorry, Countess. I remember Return to Oz. Hell yeah!
I never saw it.
It's amazing. That's the one with Mombi and TikTok, the robot guy, right? Oh, really cool film.
GR, you ever see that?
And don't want to.
Okay, well, it could be good, GR. It could be good.
Hey, I'm old school. I like the original, and the original, and the original.
What about The Wiz?
What the fuck? Did he just say that?
It was a joke. So you get an honest answer. I'm sorry. Yeah. Was the talent good? Yes. The movie and the storyline sucked.
Anywho.
Yeah, Pepe.
I swear Brian's got like a keyboard in front of it, like 188, just knowing exactly where to go.
That's just Pepe, right, Pepe? Right, Pepe?
I don't play that shit.
I know you don't, man. I know you don't. Yeah, yeah.
It shouldn't be that funny to me, but it is.
I'm the same.
I love my Ozempic.
Okay, Pepe. All right, buddy.
Ozempic.
Don't start him, GR. He'll start getting in there, and then you can't stop this fool. That's someone saying.
He goes and he bites my ankle. We know all about that.
We did have history made twice at the Oscars this year. First, black male for wardrobe design.
Yes,
and the first was it Dominican supporting actress
first
ever Dominican Academy Award winner.
Really?
Look at all this talent in here.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing.
That to me hurt. The emotions that she displayed were so real.
Yeah,
I was really impressed that she held it together enough to do that.
Yeah, it was a beautiful acceptance speech too.
And she
you know?
deserved that moment.
Yeah.
I still think there ought to be another category in the Oscars for people that no one has ever heard of. Maybe it's independent films, maybe it's small budget, like less than $5,000 film. Somebody that nobody has ever seen. They haven't even seen the film, but the Academy somehow gets to see something, or somebody says, "Hey, I saw this independent on Tubi or something, and that guy was great." They should have something that introduces new actors and new films to the world stage. I wish they would do that.
I would love that. That'd be
Yes.
good. Yeah, why not? I think that'd be awesome. I feel like they could get more advanced ideas. There was something else that said next year they're having a new category. I can't remember what it was, but there was a new category they're going to add. But we need to do more for the people that are just like starting off, that are doing low budget stuff. It's fun. It accepts them into this community. It's a big community, and we're going to help grow it. That's what it comes down to. I just want to go around table fast before we end the show. What's one reason why you were happy that you watched the Oscars? All right, I'm going to start with the Thirsty Daddy. GR?
Well, I think we just talked about it. Zoesaldana's acceptance speech, and I just went blank. That first, the male supporting actor, I just went blank on his name.
Oh, Kieran Culkin?
Yeah, his acceptance speech was also well done.
Dude, GR, I loved just that moment about talking about his wife and the kids, and but he did Adrian Brody did go on a long time.
What was priceless when he said we need to go start, practicing for number 4, and she was like, they cut to her, and she was going.
I think she did this to him too. I think she did something like this to him too, and I was like,
That was like good. No effing way, honey. I love you, but
yeah, I love that. It was great.
But those two speeches were so heartfelt.
Yeah.
Adrian Brody had ROM.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, that's run on mouth.
Yeah, but he was still heartfelt. You know what I mean? I just think that he's in that moment. You get in that moment. He still has. They said he broke the record. They're still debating, right? But it sounds like he broke the record for the longest Oscar speech ever. So that's an interesting thing too. Well, you know what? You're up there. I'd imagine when you're up there, I want to be up there one day. It'd be interesting because I don't know how you feel. You know what I mean? You're amongst all your peers. You're being acknowledged like this. It's a beautiful thing. I know people will be like, award shows, and I am like that about some, but this is like the Academy Awards. It's the biggest deal, I think, especially like when your peers respect you like that, and you get that knowledge, and you get to speak for a second. It's big. And I think Adrian Brody's a phenomenal actor. GR. I just think that
Oh, I'm not arguing that, Brian.
Yeah. Best new talent.
Think he just went way overboard.
Yeah, is that your thing there, Jonathan? You're saying best new talent?
Oh, I was answering Queen in the chat who said best unknown actor. I said maybe call it best new talent or best new actor or something like that. But okay, I do think that could be a platform to introduce new people, not just actors, but new people who are maybe not brand new, but not as recognized as they should be. That's all.
So what was your favorite moment in the Oscars?
I'll tell you, my favorite moment was watching a master at his craft work without restraint, and that was Conan O'Brien. He was having fun. He knew when to be serious, even though I don't think he was as good at that. Like, he stumbled at those moments, but he knew when to be serious. He knew when to poke fun and bring the crowd up a little bit. I thought watching him work throughout that evening, as a host person myself, I think it was like attending a class. It was really, really spectacular work.
I think it was an amazing moment for him. I know he's working a lot, but I feel like it's going to really help him moving forward, doing even more. I think it will. I think that was a great moment for him and his career. He's gone a long way from losing the Tonight Show to like doing to his own podcast, doing his traveling show, coming back. I think I love Conan. I think he was a great choice tonight or for the Oscars. I know Jimmy Kimmel's done it a lot. I love Jimmy Kimmel doing it, but I think he kind of maybe showed him up a little bit. Kind of showed him up a little bit.
And he even gave a nod at the end to Billy Crystal and said the best Oscars host ever. And that was, didn't Billy say 35 years ago?
Yep.
To the
His
day.
first one.
I mean, that's a legacy.
It's a legacy.
That's a legend.
You guys were all kids back then.
Yes.
Yeah. Valarie was maybe not she was a thought.
She was a twinkle in Daddy's eyes back then.
She was a Timothy Chalamet's headshot in the opening monologue. Remember that? That was funny.
Don't make me slap you like Will Smith.
Okay, Pepe. Okay.
No.
All right. Valarie, what do you think? What was your best moment in the Oscars?
Mine's really silly, but this I keep thinking of how cute this was. When Flo, the animated movie won, in the back they had the little black cat from the movie like animated holding a little Oscar, and I thought that was adorable. I thought that was so cute.
That was really good.
Yeah, but also, I really did. I enjoyed Conan O'Brien. It was nice because I don't think that he did the right amount and he did it good. Like he wasn't there too much but when he was there, I enjoyed him. He did a really, really nice job.
Yeah, I think he killed it. I think he did great. Conan, but the Oscars, guys, we're done for another year. We'll see what comes next. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We just want to talk about a little bit. Happy Monday. And I hope next year brings some new categories like we're talking about. Brings in maybe something about people's legacy, like Jonathan was saying. Maybe best rising actor. Don't give it to Chalamet.
Best commercial.
Best commercial. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Chalamet. We can be friends one day.
But that's going to go in the Emmys, not
one day.
One day to rule them all. Maybe the Emmys, yeah, but one day where we can add more categories. It was almost 4 hours, so maybe we don't want to go 4 hours. I don't mind it. I think it's fun to be that long. Like, whatever. It's a big party. It was fun, guys. I think it was the best award show of the season. I'm going to say that right now. At the end of the day, a lot of great movies this year, regardless of what we went through last year. So,
and they should air those other categories that we don't get to see.
Yeah, they should.
Because other people are winning awards before they start the actual live broadcast. Show those too.
Do like a pre-show that actually has that. And also, don't cut your shit off on Hulu Live and have the red carpet for free. Give us it all for free. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.